How is this world ran? Are you one of those people that believe behind the scenes there are people running this world? You know, this is not the only topic that there is a conspiracy theory behind it, but conspiracy theories are found everywhere. In space, on Earth, you could find it in the sea, and all types of stuff you can think about. But in this clip, we want to talk about a special conspiracy theory, the New World Order. The New World Order conspiracy theory is a lot different than other ones because it's more believable. The main idea behind the New World Order is that there's a group of people that are controlling the entire world behind the scenes, and they don't listen to anybody. Basically, a worldwide dictatorship. This theory says these people are not the ones we've seen in TV or in the news. These are people that we've never heard of or never even seen, and even if we walk past them on the streets, we would not recognize that they're the leader. Some say these are the Illuminati. Some say it's the Freemasons. And some say these are aliens. But right now, we want to take you back and look at history. When you look through history, you see that humans always want all the power. And if their power was big enough, they wanted to take over the entire world. The first person that was actually able to do this was Cyrus the Great. He was the first person to create the biggest empire the world had ever seen. Life science says the Achaemenid Empire was the first great empire because of its population and size. This website says that in 480 BC, about half of the world, which was around 113 million people, lived under the Achaemenid Empire. You could say this was the first global superpower, and this continued throughout history. The Roman Empire, England, Spain, Russia, they were all looking to take over the world. The last one was Hitler, and he wanted to take over the world as well. But after World War II, everything changed. Power went under the table because the leaders found out that you can't get anything done with war and killing people, just like Hitler or the Mongols. And that is why the leaders came up with a new idea to take over the world, so nobody finds out. Based on this theory, they did their job correctly because nobody knows who they are. One of the most obvious proofs of this theory is the Denver airport. This airport is extremely weird. The budget and the time it takes to finish this airport was set, but not only did it go over budget, but it was finished way later than it was supposed to. With way more money and way more time, this airport was finished. They were supposed to spend $2.8 billion on this airport, but $2 billion was added on, meaning $4.8 billion was the final bill, and it took 15 more months to finish the project. Until right now, it's not that weird. They just built an airport and it was underestimated on how much it would cost. Do you know what's important? It's important that this airport for the city of Denver is just too much. Not only is there not enough traffic, but there's not a lot of population in that area. Atlanta Airport is the busiest airport in the entire world, but the size is only 1,900 hectares. And it's weird that the Denver airport is 14,500 hectares. And that means 1/3 of Denver, Colorado's land is just the airport. Nobody knows what's going on under this airport. The news that came out came from the construction workers that worked underneath this airport. They say there's 6 stories under this airport and there's tunnels connecting to everything. The conspiracy theory fans say under there is for the leaders of the world, and it's kind of like a shelter for them, and it's the safest spot in the world. Right now, there's nobody under there, and it's built for the future. If you're not surprised until now, just wait a little bit and you'll be surprised. In the entrance, there's like a huge tombstone, which has the date of the grand opening of the airport, Freemasons logo, and it even says New World Airport Commission, and that's really similar to New World Order. Weirder than that is the paintings that you'll find on the walls of this airport. Like when you pay attention to this painting, you'll see all the conflicts throughout history. Like US and Russia, Israel and Palestine, Iran and Iraq, England and Ireland. Under the painting, you can find the colors of a German flag, and it has a dead Nazi soldier down there. How do we know it's a Nazi soldier? Because of the hat and the gas mask. In another painting, the same soldier has gotten up and is attacking someone, and in his hand, he has a letter from Auschwitz 1943. Another weird thing in this airport is that when you enter the road to go to the airport, the entrance, there is a blue horse statue, and it looks awfully devilish. This horse is named Lucifer, and they believe it's basically Lucifer. Lucifer is the name of the devil. They basically put a B in front of Lucifer and painted the horse blue. The next weird part is that the map of the airport runways looks like a Nazi swastika. When they asked why do the airport runways look like this, they say so the airport has runways for all types of weathers and conditions. If you remember, in the year 2011, the comet named Elenin was planned to pass by Earth, and it had a risk of hitting Earth. But the exact day that this comet was supposed to come near Earth, Barack Obama, which was the president of the United States back then, where was he? In Denver, Colorado. The conspiracy fans say on that day, probably all the owners of the world were in Denver, Colorado. Isn't it really weird? If there's actually groups like this, why did they build the airport like this? The horse, the painting, the Freemason logo, the weird layout of the runways, and 6 stories underneath an airport. What do you call when people do weird stuff like this and show it? The conspiracy fans believe you call this hiding in broad daylight. We don't know if the conspiracy theory of the New World Order is right or wrong, but this theory has a lot of fans. What do you guys think? Please let us know your ideas about this conspiracy.